Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Sonar is developing kind of what the iPhone did for communications, but for cryptocurrencies instead, and in particular, thinking about mainstream investors or people who are interested in learning more about cryptocurrencies. So with me is Michael Wood, the Chief Financial Officer of Sonar, and also Cristiano Profe, the Chief Innovation Officer, to talk to me a little bit about Sonar. So let's just start with, give me each your background and describe to me what Sonar is doing and building.
Sure. Well, my name is Michael Wood. Really, for the past 20 years, I've been involved in commodity markets, mostly coffee. So I have a traditional finance background with that. But of course, the rise of cryptocurrency and blockchain, of course, that's of extreme interest to me. So for about the past 5 years, I spent working on developing an end-to-end tracking and tracing system, tracking coffee all the way from where it's grown all the way into a cup of coffee in the United States or in Europe, and tracking all the financials and everything behind that, which led to, seeing all the opportunity that exists in this market for investors around the world, but also seeing the complexity that exists, which is really what Sonar is coming to be, is this system that people can use to not only learn and engage with the crypto space, but really access the opportunities that exist there, because it is a whole new economy, and the opportunities that are there right now is something where it's very new. There's plenty of space for everybody to enter, and with the economic uncertainty that we have in the world, being able to create tools where anybody can access them and maybe improve their lives, that's something that Sonar is all about.
Yeah, no, very interesting. And I can see how the application with the coffee would make complete sense, tracing it and following it through. So Cristiano, Chief Innovation Officer, it sounds like a really interesting job. Tell me about it.
Well, actually, my bread and butter is design, and especially user experience design. For the past more than 20 years, actually, I've been a professional designer, starting from more the old school, but pretty quickly going into user experience and UI. Honestly, I also remember that the psychological step was when I first see the iPhone, actually, that we were mentioning just before. And so from that moment, I basically got into the rabbit hole of designing for utility, let's say. And I've been honing my skills specifically on this field for the past 1,000 years, among which 5 were spent as a CEO. I invented, designed, and then marketed, et cetera, a product with more than 1 million users. And that obviously built up a specific set of skill, which gave me a different outlook on the actual reality of user experience, also related to the business goals and sustainability, the reality of product development, marketing and management, which is far more complex than what can be perceived externally. And when I got into crypto, which is recently, I would say, 1 year ago, I immediately understood the potential impact on every level, from social financial, and I understood that I wanted to contribute there. And I love to work on complex problems. I love to solve issues with design and invent new paradigms if it's necessary. So it was the best challenge for me. And I mean, when I met Mike, Jacob, and the rest of the team, it was magic, and we knew we had to start and contribute.
Uh-huh. So what are some of the tools that Sonar is building? How would they work for the average person? Jump in, whoever wants to address that. I'll go to you.
From the beginning, some of the tools, again, there's layers of tools that are being rolled out over time, but really that's because we start off with education. The first thing is to jump into this space, you really should know what you're doing, because like anything, if you're putting your money anywhere, of course you want to know what it's doing, where it's going, and how it's being utilized. So the first things that we really focus on is a lot of education. So even in a lot of our social groups, and we do live streaming of YouTube videos on how to understand cryptocurrency, how to understand blockchain, really the terms that are used, what are the potential opportunities and pitfalls that exist. From there, that's just the education system. But then, of course, we have an application, which, of course, is designed by our maestro, Cristiano. But it's an ecosystem that you would see, for traditional stocks, bonds, any financial instruments. Of course, a platform to be able to look at assets, be able to analyze them, see how they're performing, seeing how sentiment analysis is performed, how are people looking at something, what news is being released, what kinds of trades are happening, are there trends being out there? So, putting in artificial intelligence or algorithmic learning to try and understand so much information that is out there. Of course, it's nearly impossible for any human mind to be able to take all this data and put it through your brain. But luckily, we have the power of computer technology to be able to help us. Yeah. So that's the platform to understand your assets. And then over time, it will be a slow rollout to be able to give tools for you to be able to access interesting opportunities that exist. Because this could be another conversation in and of itself, but this concept of decentralized finance or DeFi, what is that and what opportunities exist? So right now in Wall Street, Main Street, you have these traditional lending options, and some of them are limited for people who have, let's say, smaller portfolios or even significant portfolios to access these opportunities. Well, with crypto sphere, you can actually access lending tools in the blockchain. You can access this with very small assets or very large assets. So being able to connect you to them, but of course, looking at all the security issues behind it so that you actually are secure in the decisions that you take. So really trying to build an overall comprehensive system where you can come and learn, understand what's going on, be able to invest safely in, let's say, more traditional assets where you would hold and realize gain over time, versus looking at some of the more inventive, or let's say some of the more innovative tools in decentralized finance to look at, okay, how can I use my funds to, of course, increase my economic situation.
Okay. Thank you so much. I look forward to doing other interviews with you throughout the year as you start to unveil new features and things like that. So thank you very much, Michael and Cristiano.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Helios DX is defining a new era of reliable laboratory testing with fast, accurate results. With a full range of services including urine toxicology, behavioral toxicology, infectious disease, allergy, and other popular test menus. Helios DX, an alternative to national diagnostic laboratories, provides value to patients and physicians through personable and reliable services. To learn more, visit heliosdx.com/labs.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure is 100% private and does not collect or sell any of your personal data. Secure's Helix technology connects you securely to our Swiss servers without the need of a VPN, guaranteeing privacy and security for all your communications. Secure Messenger doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. Chat by Invites allows you to chat privately and securely with anyone outside of your secure network without the need for others to download Secure. Secure Send offers you a private and secure way to email anyone outside of Secure. You won't find this level of privacy or security on any other email or instant messaging application. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Vulcan Forged is a blockchain-based game studio and NFT marketplace. And this is the studio behind Vulcanverse. They also have their own token, Peer. And with me, the CEO and founder, Jamie Thompson, to talk about this, because this is really, Jamie, a metaverse play. And last year seemed like a pivotal year for the metaverse, and I think it's going to get big in 2022. So just give me your overall thoughts, and then we'll have a conversation about the metaverse and Vulcan.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think with any sort of new trend or sort of new fad, there's always going to be this sort of influx of people sort of claiming or sort of pushing to sort of what they think it is, or sort of everyone wants sort of a piece of the pie immediately. And sort of after that sort of dissipates, out of the clearing comes a bit more of a bit more of a sort of a direction of it all. And I think, as you say, last year, everyone sort of heard the word metaverse from Facebook, and there were gaming companies saying they're going to be the next metaverse. But what I think we've seen now, and is actually not to sort of sound overconfident, what I predicted is that the real sort of audience for this whole metaverse hype isn't so much the big gaming industry, which people sort of assumed it was. I think it was Ubisoft recently released that they were going to be using NFTs in one of their games, and the reception they got was, to us, not surprising, but I think to the wider gaming crypto sort of community was very surprising. It was a lot of disdain for it, a lot of hesitation to get involved. In fact, they got so much sort of attack for it, they had to take their video down from YouTube, which is examining it. And I think that's because the market for the metaverse isn't so much the gamers per se. I mean, as I said before, when you had me last time, is gamers don't mind paying to play, as it were, and these games will never go out of existence. So the metaverse community, the demographic, a lot of these companies are sort of now figuring out, is something totally new. It's a new demographic of people that sort of like the idea of owning something and being involved in a virtual world, as opposed to the like incredible gameplay.
Yeah, well, and we talked about that, like kind of the philosophy behind owning something in a game. I mean, whether it's real estate or a sword or something like that. I mean, why do gamers like that so much? What is behind that thinking?
Well, gamers in the traditional sense, we say centralized games because they're not actually NFTs and they're not owned on blockchain. As I said, they don't really care so much if they actually truly own it. But what we're seeing now is this movement coming out of crypto, sort of mix of the demographics between crypto and gamers that sort of love the idea that nothing can be taken away from them, like literally, technologically, it cannot be taken away from them. And what that does, it allows sort of game studios like ourselves to not so worry about a fully polished AAA game straight from the offset, because you have this kind of attachment from the community to these items, which you wouldn't get in traditional games. So Vulcanverse, for example, we took the choice of not sort of spending years on creating the perfect product and releasing it. We actually built the product around the users in the world. So we had the community part of Vulcanverse behind us. They were standing around. They owned the land and they owned the creatures which are there, but the gameplay was just, it was beginning, it was sort of evolving as they were in it, but it didn't make a difference to their loyalty and how much they enjoyed it, because this ownership gave them part of the process. So I think that's where we are now. The ownership is going to be more important, I think, in the metaverse than actual gameplay.
Yeah. And a lot of the ownership is purchased through crypto, right? So like we'll hear, oh, this sold for, $1 million and people can't quite get their head around why. But it's a little different, right? I mean, you're buying with your cryptocurrencies, your tokens.
Exactly, yeah. When you see these sort of sales online, you've got to be very careful because, first of all, you don't know why a sale has been made. I mean, of course, when you make a high transaction for something anonymously, you've got to wonder, is there something a little bit behind that, Obviously, not always money laundering as such, but there are some tax write-offs. There's some reasons for it. But 99% of the time, people are generally spending that many dollars on an item. And I said in the last interview, it's because people have a lot of money locked up in crypto already. If you bought a load of ETH or Bitcoin a few years ago, it could be worth millions now. So you don't really sort of see it as banked from your bank account. You're not sticking your MasterCard in and spending $1 million on a sword. You see these kind of unrealized profits that hasn't been taxed yet that you can put in. So it's a bit easier to spend crypto than normal money.
Jamie, thank you so much. Always interesting. And I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot this year about the metaverse.
Sure. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be on here.
The development every week or so. So we'll have lots to talk about this year.
Superb. Thanks so much, Jane.
Thank you.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Helios DX is defining a new era of reliable laboratory testing with fast, accurate results. With a full range of services including urine toxicology, behavioral toxicology, infectious disease, allergy, and other popular test menus. Helios DX, an alternative to national diagnostic laboratories, provides value to patients and physicians through personable and reliable services. To learn more, visit heliosdx.com/labs.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure is 100% private and does not collect or sell any of your personal data. Secure's Helix technology connects you securely to our Swiss servers without the need of a VPN, guaranteeing privacy and security for all your communications. Secure Messenger doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. Chat by Invites allows you to chat privately and securely with anyone outside of your secure network without the need for others to download Secure. Secure Send offers you a private and secure way to email anyone outside of Secure. You won't find this level of privacy or security on any other email or instant messaging application. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Co-op Network is said to be the first crypto project trying to disrupt the cannabis industry. It's using 21st century blockchain technology to be able to do that. And with me is the founder, Arthur Fleischer, to explain more about Co-op Network. And Arthur, welcome. And if you could give me an overview, what is Co-op Network all about?
Hello, Jane. Thank you for having us. I'm alone today, but maybe next time we will be 2 or 3 from our team. The Co-op Network. The Co-op Network is all about cooperation. It's about cooperation, and that's what blockchain is about. Mm-hmm. It's about cooperation to build a Web 3. We know Web 1, Web 2, Google, Facebook, and so on. Web 3 is designed, or should be designed, to be a decentralized web, where every participant is his own boss, let's say it like that, you know? Mm-hmm. So the Co-op Network was founded because I'm very old in this industry. I got in 2010. I know, and I researched a lot of projects. There are 15,000 now, but I researched about 3,000 of them. And it is very hard to introduce blockchain to the real world, because people are seeing, or they think blockchain is a casino where you go and trade tokens and make some quick money, and you run away with the dollars or the euros you get, you know. So. But in our opinion, a blockchain can be used in the real world, and it can be used in a real way. So we designed a blockchain. We didn't choose a well-known blockchain like Ethereum or Solana or something like that, because we wanted to start small. We didn't have any ICO, pre-sale, sale, or something like that. We just did a blockchain, and we did the architecture. And the architecture is all about 7 principles and values we want to introduce there, you know, like voluntary and open membership. It's a concept which is a co-op concept. It's valid on the entire planet, you know. Economic participation. That's for every member can participate passively or actively in the economic process of the co-op, you know.
Thank you so much, Arthur, for coming and introducing us to Co-op Network, and I look forward to more conversations.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Need hearing aids? Tired of paying $5,000 or more? Tired of making multiple trips to have your hearing aids adjusted? Now you don't have to. Our Hear IQ 4 medical grade hearing aids are fully rechargeable, Bluetooth compatible, and start at under $1,000 for a complete set or monthly payments of $44. Our hearing aids are self-adjusting using any smartphone and features remote programming by hearing care professionals without you ever leaving home. Order your pair today at myheariq.com.
Sana United Worldwide provides venture capital funding, also research and development into various new technologies like Internet of Things and blockchain, artificial intelligence, mobile payments, and others. And with me is the CEO, Maninder Bular, and also the Global Chief Technology Officer, Simon Yu. And we're going to get an update because we talked a few months ago, Maninder, about your company, kind of an overview. I guess give me an overview again and then tell me what you've been doing since we last spoke a few months ago.
Certainly, Jane. Yes, we definitely spoke about a month ago, and it was a very interesting discussion on where we went and how we're going to go forward as well. All right. Okay. Thanks for the brief introduction. For just to sort of highlight that I'm going to narrow down in two areas where we have progressed quite significantly. Firstly, in Taiwan, and secondly, in Malaysia. In Taiwan, we have seen a very impressive progress and traction that has taken place in the last couple of weeks since we actually launched this program. And one of the good things that we actually penetrated was the beauty and the healthcare industry. And with that industry, we were able to bring on two very large merchants, which is the Green Biotechnology Group, as well as the Ento International Group. Now, with these two groups coming on board, we have experienced almost getting access to tens of thousands agent network in the whole of Taiwan. And that has actually given us a very fast-paced impact to actually getting reach of almost 3 million customer base, and that is in a very short period of span of time. So this is actually quite an achievement where we would expect millions of US dollar revenues coming in the next couple of, by about February or March. So we're going to hit a very huge target that we post, but the figures will be announcing very soon in the next course of discussion.
Simon, tell me about the tech platform.
All right. So firstly, there's lots of these groundworks performed to gain the user experience and to learn how traditional platform works and to identify this pain point, which is software engineer has translated to enhance further as well as designing it uniquely to fit many new edge of banking ecosystem. And this process has been taking place over last 18 weeks. The first prototype of this whole ecosystem has been launched just before 2 weeks before Christmas, yes.
Okay, so what is your expansion plan? You mentioned 2022. What are you looking forward to this year?
A lot of things, like in Taiwan, they say it's the year of the tiger. So we're bringing the tiger out of us and charging right forward like a bull forward for 22, 23. So anyway, to cut everything short, we have a very structured and organized plan as we are going to go global. We are going to launch our global expansion plans in 4 different phases. Yeah, the first phase, like I mentioned, Malaysia is a very key country for us for the Southeast Asian market. So we are going to, as the platform is going to already gone live, and we have learned how to adapt and customize the products and services to the local environment, the way and the systems that we have built. We are going to bring this platform and replicate it to another 8 more Southeast Asian countries on a gradual span in the next until end of this year. So that will be the first phase of our plan. But at the same time, the first phase is being already driven by Malaysia. We are also going to launch the second phase at the same time, sometime early February. And that will be starting off with our New York office. Yeah, so we are expecting by middle of February to have a fully fledged office in New York, and getting the operationalizing some of the operations from that part of the world for the North American market. And with that, then we will sort of take on the lead in the next 12 to 18 months to the next 50 states in the US. Now, the third phase that we are looking at is actually going into Europe, and that will start somewhere in the middle of this year. We're already planning and talking to some very prominent, good partners of ours in the UK and in Germany. So we would expect by May, June to set up the UK and also the Germany office. And with that, then we'll be actually bringing the whole platform to other countries around European nations as well. Now, the other part is the early next year, we will be looking into the Latin American and African countries. So that's another organized structure, but we are yet to articulate that plan. By June, we will be very clear in the countries that we are going to go forward. Yeah. Okay. So if you look at all these things, it's going to be all materializing in the next 12 to 18 months. Yes.
And truly global.
Yes, we are going aggressive. We are going global. We have the ecosystem, we have the know-how, and we believe with digitalization coming on place and with the COVID impact around the world, I think we strongly believe that the Beneway ecosystem will benefit millions of customers, merchants around the world, especially a company like us who have customized solutions on our financial technology platform.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person when you get your New York office set up. So.
That'll be a wonderful thing to do. We'll all sit up together and have a cuppa as well.
All right. Good to see you again, Maninder. Nice to meet you, Simon. Bye-bye. Look forward to meeting you too at some point.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit strikeforcetech.com today.
Helios DX is defining a new era of reliable laboratory testing with fast, accurate results. With a full range of services including urine toxicology, behavioral toxicology, infectious disease, allergy, and other popular test menus. Helios DX, an alternative to national diagnostic laboratories, provides value to patients and physicians through personable and reliable services. To learn more, visit heliosdx.com/labs.
Need hearing aids? Tired of paying $5,000 or more? Tired of making multiple trips to have your hearing aids adjusted? Now you don't have to. Our Hear IQ 4 medical grade hearing aids are fully rechargeable, Bluetooth compatible, and start at under $1,000 for a complete set or monthly payments of $44. Our hearing aids are self-adjusting using any smartphone and features remote programming by hearing care professionals without you ever leaving home. Order your pair today at myheariq.com.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Glint is a payment app that lets you spend gold as money. And with me is the CEO and founder, Jason Cousins. So Jason, great to have you here. We had lunch yesterday and you paid for it in gold with your credit card. So tell me how that works.
So what we've done is we've enabled gold to be used as everyday money. And of course, the way we do that is through our app and through our MasterCard. Glint has a partnership with MasterCard.
Okay.
And I'd previously on my app, of course, bought some gold. I topped up my account with some funds from my bank, and then those funds were available for me to be able to buy gold in the app. You can buy as little as 1 cent's worth of gold or millions of dollars, depending on how many funds you have. And once you have that gold, you buy it at the real market price in that particular moment. And once you've got that gold, you can link the card to that gold wallet.
Okay.
And so, when I paid with gold, I just used my MasterCard, as you saw, and it just deducted a tiny bit of gold. And
so it deducts gold on your app, but then the retailer sees it as U.S. dollars or whatever currency that they're in.
Yeah, if we hadn't told the waiter we'd paid with gold, then he would never have known.
He would never know.
But we were paying with gold.
Very interesting. Okay, so how does somebody get set up? They download the app, and then walk me through the process to get started.
So you can download it from your favorite app store, Glint Pay, and once you've got it on your phone, you have to register. And we're a regulated business, so we have to do our KYC checks on people. And once you're approved, that can happen instantaneously for about 70% of our registered users. Once you've done that, you can top up your account with a ACH or bank transfer or a card payment. And once those US dollars, or if you're a different part of the world, your euros or your pounds are in your account, you can actually link your card to those fiat currencies if you want, but the main point is that you can also buy the gold.
Right. Well, we've been doing that for years, linking it to dollars.
Yes,
the gold is what makes it fun and unique. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially right now, because obviously the inflation is just ripping through the economy in our lives right now, and the cost of living is increasing tremendously fast at the moment. I mean, inflation of 6.2% in the US, and and that's using the basket of goods that has been, which the government is using currently to define inflation. But if we look, for instance, at the basket of goods that was used in the 1980s, it's more like 14%. And you might have experienced that yourself as prices are going up.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything that's actually going down in price.
No.
I mean, real estate's gone crazy over the past year. Fuel, energy, food.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is gone quite a bit up.
Well, I think most people would be really surprised that inflation is insidious. It's creeping into our lives all the time. It's obviously going through a great explosion at the moment. But in my lifetime, the purchasing power of the US dollar has decreased by 85%. And that's not just the US dollar. Of course, lots of other currencies have lost the same or more in my lifetime. But in that same time, gold has appreciated its purchasing power by over 500%. So, it still buys you what it did 50 years ago. In fact, it still buys you what it did 2,000 years ago. It's the ultimate store of value. But you couldn't really pop down to your local supermarket and buy something with, chipping a bit of gold off the bar or a coin. Right. So what Glint's technology does is enable gold to be able to use in electronic payments. We're the first company in the world to enable gold to be used at the point of sale with the Glint MasterCard.
Thank you so much. It was very fascinating to watch that transaction yesterday. So thank you.
Thank you.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Keeping your your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Secure offers totally secure email and messaging, no data mining, a private platform based in Switzerland. And with me is CEO Alon Gahi to explain more about this. Has been a big year for you, Alon. So I know you have launched this huge marketing campaign. You've seen lots of growth. Can you summarize what 2021 has been like for the company?
Sure. Hi, Jane. First of all, hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year celebration. I wish everybody who's watching us good health and prosperity in the coming year. So, yeah, 2021 was very interesting and very eventful for us because in terms of our company market cap, we increased it by about 700%. Which is quite a lot, 700-800% market cap increase, share price increase of about 250+%. The cash in hand now is over 2,200% higher than what we had at the end of 2020 compared to end of 2021. So 2021 was great because we were able to solidify the financial health of the company. We launched Secure. We basically centralized 3 brands that we had. We had Private Talk, Digital Safe, and we had another brand as well. We kind of simplified it and called it Secure. And then we had Secure Safe, which we launched, Secure Suite actually it became. So from Digital Safe, Secure Suite, that's our document management platform, which we are going to rehaul and do a big relaunch in Q3 of 2022. This is typically for enterprise and bigger businesses that they don't want to have their files, etc., in the cloud of big tech and be data mined and whatnot, among other things. It comes with the password management and our email application as well. We finally were able to push in the US, as you notice, especially, of course, out of New York. Our headquarters, we have a big partnership with FMW Media, our media partner. We also had a partnership which continues with Epic Times and their influencers. So really the second half of the year was like, okay, let's turn on the switch and let's start to sell. Q3 the numbers were up 1,260% compared to Q2. Q4 is looking really good as well, better than Q3. So now we can finally give our promise of double-digit growth on a quarterly basis. We may have a bit of weakness in Q1, but that would be probably temporary. But I think we see a trajectory that's going to be straight up moving forward. In 2022, we have the following to look forward to. We are going to apply for an uplisting to OTCQX to start. We qualify financially. We just need our annual results to be audited and come out. We're hoping to get those out no later than March 30th, even though we have until, I think, late April or mid-May typically to do the year end. But we want it out fast. That way we can apply for OTCQX. That will increase the visibility and the reputational part of the company on the US market. We also are going to be meeting some investment banks in late February in order to apply for an uplisting to NASDAQ. And of course, that takes a lot of work. It comes with a certain size financing. And I would expect that within 10 to 12 months, we should be on NASDAQ, barring any huge difficulty. I'm told sometimes it takes 6 months, but we're going to be very realistic. So 2022 is going to be that. Then in terms of the product, we're launching our application that people are really waiting for called Secure Mail. It's an email application on its own, similar to what you would have with your Gmail, and it'll have the Secure Send and the Secure module built in it. So now you don't have to configure your secure email on your phone. You don't have to go to webmail to use Secure Send, Secure Reply. It will increase the adoption exponentially for both for consumers and businesses. We're launching a new version of Secure Messenger in Q1, where you can text someone to chat with you, not just email them. We have group functionalities that are built into that as well. We're also going to have in Q2, we're planning to do secure voice. So now you have encrypted voice, and then eventually end of Q2 or beginning Q3, Secure Pro, which has like the video conferencing and a few other things. So product-wise, it's going to be a very active year. Financially, we expect to make a higher tier of stock exchange that comes with financing. And when that will be complete, at that point, I'd say 2023 onward, we can really go and grow exponentially the hundreds of thousands, if not the millions of users, of paid users, mind you, that we expect.
Well, it has been a pleasure meeting you this year, and I look forward to all of the things that you have happening in 2022.
Thank you. I want to thank our shareholders, our staff, and everybody who supports us, and of course, our media partners like you, Jane, and FMW Media. So anyway, thanks to you, and looking forward to see you in 2022 one-on-one, hopefully in New York at NASDAQ, and until then, virtually like this.
Okay.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit strikeforcetech.com today.
Helios DX is defining a new era of reliable laboratory testing with fast, accurate results. With a full range of services including urine toxicology, behavioral toxicology, infectious disease, allergy, and other popular test menus. Helios DX, an alternative to national diagnostic laboratories, provides value to patients and physicians through personable and reliable services. To learn more, visit heliosdx.com/labs.
Blackbird Biotech is working to reimagine biotech products. Its pesticide, Might Extreme, eradicates pests, but is not a poison. And with me is the CEO, Fabian Denal, to give us an update on Blackbird, what you've been up to this year, what you look forward to next year. Let's start with 2021. It was an interesting year. I know we talked a couple times. Give me an overview of what happened with the company this year.
Thank you, Jane, and thanks for having me. 2021, as everyone knows, was a crazy year across the board. We were able to start moving things forward with our biopesticide, Might Extreme. We were just challenged, as everyone was along the way, with shutdown startups, the supply chain issues. Got all that figured out about mid-year, and things were moving pretty well. We were able to raise enough money to retire some of the unwanted debt we had on the books. Now only have a relatively small, friendly debt left to retire, and we're working on that. Sitting pretty good cash-wise, going to start really ramping up our marketing on Might Extreme. We've started doing that. Last interview, we got to talk with Rich Ford, National Sales Manager. He's really embracing our vision and how we're going forward with this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the main takeaway from 2021. And what we've got coming in 2022 is the business part of it is exciting.
Yeah. Now, I remember we had talked a little bit about there was some EPA, like regulatory things that you were working on. Where does that stand?
Currently, we are in January of 2022, just a couple of weeks from now, we will be submitting for certification on Might Extreme Ready to Use, which we see that going into home and garden stores, big box stores for the consumer. One thing we've really looked at is how it works with houseplants and small individual gardens and things like that have had great results from that. So that's a big part of where we're going with Might Extreme for 2022. Probably in the first quarter, we're hoping we will be submitting some testing and everything to EPA for our bed bug certification. And that has just been a well-received product. Once we can get EPA approval on that, we've had a lot of great feedback of where we can go with that.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the introduction, I said that it's not a poison. Explain the product, the Might Extreme, for people who aren't familiar.
Might Extreme is a completely plant-based ingredient product. It's also food grade. So we've been able to take plant-based ingredients that are food grade so they can be used on any crop and be able to, if you will, use biotech to get those products to work well together. And they're both mechanical and chemical, but are much less toxic than any pesticides on the market. So that's why we we really are excited about it. I know I'm working with the Montana State Extension group and trying to get this to where it can be used on organic farming. If we can get to that point and get that approval, that is a very large sector. You know, my thing is because of some family issues with my daughters, they have to be very careful about what they ingest. Okay. Pesticides is something that has always scared me. So tell me about the stock and where does this stand? And are there any plans to make any changes there in 2022? Yes, there is, Jane, and thank you for asking. We just before Christmas, we had applied a few months ago for OTCB uplisting. We did not get that. Just before Christmas, we found out that we were denied that. Don't agree with the reasons why, but we're going to look at that. And we intend to reapply in 6 months. That's the earliest date we're able to do that. So that's something that getting, with the products we have and the testing we've had and the results we've gotten, really want to see us move up in the listings. So it's something we're trying to get into, and we should get it done.
Well, thank you so much, Fabian. Great to see you again, and I look forward to updates in the first quarter.
Thank you very much, Jane, and you have a Merry New Year.
You too.
Welcome everyone to New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry. This is your secure segment, the weekly hack with Elaine Guy. Elaine is with Globex Data, the leader in Swiss-hosted private and secure communications and data management. Welcome back, Elaine.
Thank you, Anna. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good Christmas celebration and, a good celebration for the rest of the year.
Yes, we are all getting ready for 2022, and it seems like a big trend for 2022. Digital wallets, right? We're going to have this digital identity, almost whether we like it or not, right? And it's not just trading crypto. It seems it's going to be holding a lot of our personal information that hopefully we can keep private and secure, but that's not always the case with these avid hackers out there. So tell us a little bit about this recent article we're going to talk about, but also how can we keep our digital identity more safe, private, and secure?
Sure. So this article talks about how there's groups on Telegram messaging app that basically come in and they spread malware, and that malware essentially steals your credentials to your crypto wallet. So it's kind of like if you're walking in the middle of, a dangerous city, and you have your wallet in your back pocket and it's visible and you think it's safe because it's just in your pocket, but then somebody comes and scopes out all the open wallets and like, oops, there's a person there, I'm just going to take their wallet. I mean, that's what malware does. It basically spreads, except it's a lot worse in the virtual world than the physical world. And it can literally steal your credentials without your knowledge, right? So if somebody takes your wallet from your front pocket, you may kind of realize that, hey, then this person took my wallet. But when it's virtual, you don't realize it until it's too late. That means when all your cryptocurrencies and your whatever you have in there is gone. So one of the things to do is when you do communicate, don't use free application that already have your phone number as an ID, because once you have your phone number, like obviously Telegram, WhatsApp, and all the others, you're essentially digitally tagged because the hackers know exactly what you do, where you are. And now with geolocation, when you have a mobile phone everywhere, they know exactly where you are. So they know exactly where to tap into, which network, etc. So it's pretty scary. So if you have cryptocurrencies, and many of these cryptocurrency platforms have been hacked in 2021. The most famous one was Coinbase, but there's plenty of others. You read sometime how many tens of millions have been stolen from crypto wallets. Essentially, you need to trust whoever is holding your money, just like a bank vault. You need to make sure that that company has proper security, has a good track record, and so forth. And unfortunately, because this is a new industry, we don't have really too much experience to protect. So, I mean, if you have cryptocurrency stored someplace, just double check all the time that your stuff is there. Change the password to your crypto wallet, I would say monthly at this point. Use a password manager. There's plenty out there. Get a paid one. Pay your $9-10 a month and have a password that changes every 30 days. Because it's not going to get better in 2022. The hackers have methods that are way beyond our comprehension. And they're just going to keep, the more we get digital currencies, the more our identity is digitized, the more we are vulnerable to malicious hackers. So in that sense, what you can do is be much more vigilant than you have been before. I mean, I talk to people that say, hey, I forgot I had this. I've had this in this crypto wallet for 5 years, and now it's worth that much, my Bitcoin. Sure, if you don't watch it, one day you may check out your cryptocurrency and it'll gonna be all gone. Just like what happened to some of those online brokers, like, anyway, there's a couple of them where the money was stolen from people. Robinhood is one that comes to mind. You just had 7 million people hacked. So, some of these people saw their money gone. Same with crypto wallets. So be very diligent and do not use these free applications to communicate to your groups and what you do with your crypto wallet and currency, because everything that you type in those applications is recorded, stored, filed, and reused again against you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you all for watching New to the Street. This is your weekly hack.